Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, wherever this conference finds you. Happy New Year and welcome to the 23rd Emerging Growth Conference. I'm Anna Berry. I'll be your host today. As always, we have an exciting list of companies in a wide range of growth sectors presenting to you today. All of our conferences are uploaded to the Emerging Growth Conference YouTube channel, so be sure to subscribe at youtube.com/Emerging Growth Conference. So just a few notes for those attending. This is a live continuous event. It begins now and it runs until 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So when we switch to the next company, you're going to see a black screen for a brief moment. Stay with us. It's just us moving over to the next presenter. But if you do experience downtime for more than a minute or two, refresh your browser and everything should work properly again. Now, our platform works best on Google Chrome. So if you're watching from an Apple device, you have to hit the play button to start the session. Now, during each company's presentation, you can submit questions through the webinar module, and the presenters may attempt to address as many of these at the end of their presentation. One last note. After today's event, you'll be redirected to the registration page for the next conference. So stay on or come back to reserve your spot early. Today, we have 9 companies presenting. So without further ado, I'll introduce our first. We have Rogue Station Companies, Inc. and Everdime Technologies. Trades on the OTC Pink sheets under the symbol RGST and is a multi-disciplinary cryptocurrency technology innovator based in Ontario, Canada, with a current emphasis on use of tokens and NFTs to monetize social networks for operators and participants. Please welcome its CEO and chairman, Sandor Miklos, and we have its Chief Innovation Officer, Simon Smith. Welcome, gentlemen.
Well, thank you very much for inviting us. It's a great opportunity to be here, talk to you about or present our company to you and to your viewers. I'm very excited to share this with you.
Great, take it away.
Okay, so my name is Sandor Miklos. I'm the CEO, and a bit of history for those viewers unfamiliar with us. Our company, Everdime Technologies, in December, reverse merged into RGST, or Rogue Station Companies, whereby Everdime shareholders took control of RGST and became the listed entity. So I'm very excited to share with you the direction and where we're going and how we intend to get there, and give you a bit of an overview, introduce Simon and what we're going to be discussing with you. First, a few housekeeping items. I've had many questions asked of me, and I want to address this right up front. I've been around a while, and I've never, ever done a dilutive financing, and nor do I ever intend to do one. So I wanted to bring that up front. No thank yous. I will not do that. And that's because I've yet to see a situation where toxic financing helps shareholders and the company. So also, I have no plans to do a reverse split. There are currently about 145 million shares, and float is less than 6 million. Share structure is also published on OTC Markets website under the symbol RGST. So please take a look. That'll give you the first-hand information. Okay, so that's out of the way. Let me tell you what we're going to do. So we're in the process of changing the executive team members and information on the OTC market site, but that has taken a little bit longer than we anticipated. But let me start about why the name Everdime. So really, dime represents a unit of value, and ever represents strength and longevity. So Everdime then, in turn, offers the conduit to connect investors with the decentralized world of blockchains, NFTs, and the Metaverse. So having said that, we're also in the process of changing the name of Rogue Station to Everdime Technologies, to Everdime. Everdime Technologies, Inc. will be a wholly owned technology subsidiary. We plan to domicile or re-domicile the company to Wyoming, which is crypto-friendly and very tax efficient. So my goal is to make the company fully reporting issuer from the current alternative reporting status, remove the shell status in the next filing, and work on the fundamentals to uplist to a more senior exchange. I'm here for the long run, and so is Simon and our team. So I've got that out of the way. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. My education and work experience has been in finance and technology. Initially, I managed portfolios for and monitored managers of large portfolios for individuals, for net worth and high net worth individuals, institutions, for such as the Ontario Secondary School Teachers Federation, which has one of the largest pension funds in North America. After seeing, learning, observing how value is created in the equity space, I invested in and took on roles in businesses I strongly believed in. So I was CEO, shareholder, advisor, director in a number of very unique company startups and had many successful exits. I focused in novel technologies, for example, Ogmi, with foundational patents in targeted mobile advert technology, went from valuation of less than 10 million to peak equity of over 450 million. And that was 18, 19 years ago, for example. So having said that, I strongly believe that blockchain today is where internet was in the mid-90s. So I'll tell you more about how you as an investor or potential investor in RGST are able to or may participate in this fast-growing space. So it's important to tell you who I am. And first, I understand how to build shareholders' value. It's simple. You work it from the bottom up. You build the fundamentals. There are no shortcuts. It's hard work. And, as simple as that. I also want to tell you, I put my money where my mouth is, always. And currently, I'm financing RGST. I could have raised money by offering cheap shares, but I chose not to. I didn't want to dilute shareholders at low value. I believe in the industry. I believe in the upcoming hockey stick growth in the company and this industry. So I believe in our team and our approach to grow the company. So I should also tell you, in all my experience, and especially in the last 15 years, I only invest in early stage companies. That's where the potential lies. Older established companies, their value is already known, understood, and discounted by the stock market mechanism, in my opinion. Real opinion lies in identifying businesses such as RGST, and more importantly, it's the early bird that gets the worm. So what we have for you in RGST is the ideal management, deep finance, and tech experience together working in this fast-growing marketplace. So before we go any further, I'd like to introduce Simon Smith, good friend, co-founder and chief innovator of Everdime Technologies. Simon?
Thank you, Sandor. My name is Simon Smith. I am the Chief Innovation Officer for Everdime Technologies. I have a master's degree in physics from Queen's University in Canada. And I have been involved in the IT industry for more than 25 years, mainly as a freelance innovation specialist. And I've been focused on blockchain tech since its emergence, really. So I'm extremely excited to be with a company that's at the cutting edge, at the forefront of blockchain, NFT, and Metaverse-related technologies. I've been involved in numerous startup ventures. The most interesting of note is as a co-founder of a company that was called Detectant, an organization that I started with an American friend while I was based here in Thailand to provide mathematical modeling services to utility companies in the US mainly. This startup went from just myself and my friend to over 50 employees and was acquired by Schneider and eventually by Itron. So today, I'm going to be talking about 3 different emerging technologies that we're working with at Everdime. These technologies are blockchain, NFTs, which of course is non-fungible tokens, and the Metaverse. Most of you will have heard about blockchain and NFTs. They've been all over the news around the world with some pretty amazing stories. together, these two technologies provide a way to record in a provable way the ownership of digital media. The concept is still in its infancy, and there is a lot of room still for innovation. Currently, digital art is simply, you will notice, has been collected and traded on secondary markets for cryptocurrency gain. But there is a lot more that can be done with this technology. Metaverse is a term for a 3D environment where worldwide users create representative avatars and interact in simulated worlds for gaming, education, business, and entertainment. Now, when you combine the NFTs blockchain plus the metaverse, we get the NFTs become even more interesting because they are no longer just collectibles, but they have specific usages within games or virtual spaces. For example, avatar properties can be carefully tailored and with purchased digital paraphernalia and acquire rare, valuable qualities that can make an avatar, for example, highly desirable, tradable, rentable, and those kind of things. So as the CIO at Everdime, I am responsible for managing the direction of our development teams in Canada and Asia. We're steering our efforts towards a fully integrated blockchain plus metaverse solution. Currently, we have already completed a comprehensive AWS-based set of more than 10 C# microservices and completed 2 Kotlin Jetpack Android applications, a multi-currency wallet, and a crypto trading simulator. Our early stage roadmap will include the release of the multi-chain wallet. The wallet will be the secure personal store for cryptocurrencies used in the metaverse and in the real world. So our initial work is focused on ERC20 coins and Solana SBL tokens. However, we fully intend to support other chains that as they become dominant, especially the ones that offer fast transaction speeds and low fees. The cross-chain wallet base code will also be further developed and will be used for future metaverse transactions and the NFT trading. The cryptocurrency trading simulator will be used to educate our end users and provide a way for them to gain experience in a wide range of crypto assets, coins, tokens, and NFTs without the risk of investing real funds. So the metaverse is deriving an exponential demand for this type of digital content, but designers in particular face a confusing array of blockchains and tokens required for just seemingly a simple task. So we will address this and make it simpler for them to be able to get their work out there into the metaverse. The Solana blockchain and the SBL token standard will likely be used for our initial Everdime tokens because of the high transaction throughput and the low fees, and that chain offers. But we are also supporting Ethereum too because of its market dominance, which may even strengthen as Ethereum 2 and sharding takes hold later this year. So maybe back to you now, Sandor.
Well, thanks, Simon. I really appreciate it. Simon and I met a while ago, and we share a unique interest in physics. That was one of my favorite topics in high school, college, and afterwards. And math. So it's very interesting. I always enjoy listening to him. So let me address a couple of things, and that's why did we choose RGS to go public? Well, we recognized RGST as a clean and efficient vehicle. John Conroy, who's a friend, now he's turned into a friend. He's a great guy. His team did an outstanding job of getting this company or getting RGST ready for a substantive deal like ours. So by reverse merging, we reduced the time required to go public and, give us access to the equity markets much quicker. So again, for further information how we did that, please see the addendum filed on OTC markets under the symbol RGST. So, okay, so let's get into the details. So, Everdime Technologies, our mission is to lower the barriers of entry to blockchain technology for businesses and individuals globally. So we'll provide the means and incentive to these users of the technologies to, first of all, help them improve their standard of living. And simultaneously, we achieve and create value for our shareholders. So then our vision is to offer a range of blockchain-driven technologies through our wholly owned subsidiaries, individuals and businesses globally. So how will we achieve it? So we have the right vehicle with RGST as the holdco. Its subsidiaries will develop and bring to market unique technologies. And at the same time, we look for, now this is the interesting part, for existing protocols that have synergies. And then we will attempt to consolidate the fragmented blockchain space. So similarly to the 90s, with the advent of internet, blockchain is fragmented, but it's moving even quicker than the internet did years ago at its beginning. So what we look to do is by selectively acquiring tokens in these innovative blockchain-driven technologies and protocols, and they will offer unique services in decentralized finance and NFT markets. And Everdime, we believe, has the unique opportunity to then acquire these assets and achieve revenues through the licensing of these technologies. So blockchain industry, much like the internet, again, was in the 90s, attracted many different players and participants, and thereby creating a very fragmented space. But early investors that could identify these unique businesses make fortunes in investing in internet startups. Similarly, we noticed that many tokens are coming to decentralized exchanges, but which ones represent true opportunity will be the key. So there are many protocols with great tech and undervalued tokens as a result. They're created by techies that love to build systems. And once they build systems, well, they need business acumen and funding to take it to the next level and to maintain these technologies. However, typically they have no experience in business or finance. So as a result, many of these protocols are foundering out of cash, and their tokens, very importantly, are undervalued. So, however, it takes experience, knowledge to find the intrinsic value in these tokens, and that's what we believe we will do, and in turn bring that value, the assets, into the Everdime group of companies. So protocols and tokens with true fundamentals represent a substantial opportunity for us. So we believe this space and industry will consolidate, and the best novel protocols will provide substantial increase in value relative to the established protocols, such as Ethereum and Bitcoin. And we aim to be one of those consolidators. So how do we ramp up growth? How do we create growth? Well, using our contacts in industry, our experience. We've been, as Simon mentioned and outlined, we've been working with Solana. Simon, what would you say? What is the level of expertise? How many protocols or developers in the world truly understand Solana blockchain?
It's a complicated. It's one of the more complicated blockchains out there. So I mean, it's hard to say, but the development group is nowhere near as mature as something like Ethereum. But we've spent the past year or so working with it, and it's got some fantastic features. Obviously, some of the best transaction throughputs out of any of the blockchains on the market. So we're pretty excited about it. Having said that, we are also obviously keeping a close eye on some of the other newer blockchains, Algorand, just to name one. But yeah,
absolutely,
we're pretty excited about Solana. Yeah.
And what I meant by that question is that there are a limited number of advanced developers and companies that understand the Solana space and have worked with it. So that helps us in turn identify protocols that may be in need or that may be in need of funding and business expertise to take them further. And those are the ones that we will identify and consolidate. So as far as revenue, I wanted to address that part as well. As Simon described, we've got a number of intrinsic or self-built, in-house built applications. And we intend to publish those applications and we'll derive revenues from those. So that's one source of revenues. The other source of revenues will be from licensing technologies and blockchains that we are looking to acquire and we're in the space to acquire. So really in turn, Everdime or RGST as a public issuer becomes a real conduit for investors to participate in this exciting space without having to understand, specific blockchains, but gives them an audited future, potentially uplisted company to invest in this space. So I think I've addressed on my end and the overview. We are ready for some questions as time permits.
Great. Thank you, gentlemen. We do have lots of questions for you. We don't have too much time, but let's jump right into it. For Sandor, okay. From Carrie Erickson, why did you go public?
Well, we went public. Most important reason is to access the public equity markets. So if and when we choose, we could raise funding. And second reason is to gain credibility. So we could approach other protocols and say, and provide all the information they need to learn about us. And at the same time, that credibility where we can look to acquire other protocols.
Thank you. Mike Bishop has a question for Simon. He wants to know more about the Metaverse connection.
Yeah, well, I mean, at Everdime, we are blockchain and Metaverse enthusiasts, and it's an extremely exciting time for these two nascent technologies. We're looking to develop a groundbreaking approach on how to achieve a very unique Metaverse, and my background in physics has helped me a lot in that, and I'm drawing on a lot of experience. And as well as that, we're going to be keeping an eye on consolidating current protocols, and the ones that have the most promise, we'll be adopting them. So yeah.
Okay. For Sandor from Mike Newen, what is your revenue model?
Our revenue model will be driven by two factors. One is release of the apps on a SaaS model or blockchain as a service model, which will include the apps that Simon described. And in addition to that, we've got decentralized finance app that we have in the background that we're working on, which will also allow us to charge on a transactional model. That's one. And the second one will be licensing protocols that we acquire. And we typically approach it on a 10-year lease licensing our technologies.
Okay, thank you. Simon, Derek Kelly wants to know, why did you do the music and art NFT?
Yeah, well, this was just a very good opportunity for us to get our company name out there, and also do something for a good cause, because the NFTs in question there were a couple of artists. One young lady who was adopted at a very early age from Cambodia, and she produced all of the work is being done for the cerebral palsy charity, because this young lady has cerebral palsy. So yeah, it's for a great cause, and it was just a great way to get our name out there.
Steve Burgess asks you both, is your model growth by innovative products or is it by acquisition?
That's very interesting. It's by both. Thank you for asking that. While we're looking for acquisitions, remember, as acquisitions happen, we will have the opportunity to bring in teams that are very innovative and provide that impetus for us to develop new and different products to help us grow. And secondly is, of course, acquire assets, which will help us grow our share value, which will provide us a mean for us to raise money and continue our growth model. And I should not forget, our innovation will be driven mostly by our social network. As blockchain as a service provider, we provide the means and methods. Our social networks will drive innovation. So they'll tell us what they need to produce that which helps them interact with the social network and the metaverse.
Great. And a question from Dennis Wahlberg. Where is your tech team located?
Go ahead, Simon.
The tech team we've got individuals in Canada, in Thailand here, and some in Vietnam.
Great.
Our approach, not only are we building as decentralized networks within our subsidiaries and protocols, our approach as far as, let's say, staffing is concerned, is a decentralized method as well. For example, we found, and the issue with blockchain is that there aren't that many great blockchain and technology developers. So we have to search far and wide. And as soon as, it could be in Thailand, it could be in Vietnam, etc. So, and with today's technology, it's easy to connect.
Marcia Newman wants to know, how much more money will you need to raise to get cash flow positive?
That's a difficult question. What I look to do in the next while is, and that would be, we've got enough funding to get to the next stage. At the next stage, I'm looking to raise about $2.5 million. And I believe that $2.5 million will give us enough funding to get to the level where we can acquire positive cash flow subsidiaries or protocols.
And Larry B wants to know, where are you with the OTC market updates?
The OTC market updates have been filed, and it's taken longer than I anticipated. So we're checking back with the OTC markets as necessary, but the timing, I cannot give an exact timing, but it has been filed with them. And as soon as they okay it, we'll update the OTC website.
And Dennis D wants to know, and he might have come on later, tell us your plan to uplist.
Our plan, number one, is, first of all, to become a fully reporting entity, SEC fully reporting entity, build on our fundamentals, and we have to build assets and share price and additional shares into the float. And as we're doing that, we plan to uplift to a higher or more recognized exchange.
And last question from Frank Ray. He wants to know more about your name change. Why did you change your name?
Well, we changed our name because Rogue Station Companies, well, it's a good name. Everdime truly represents that holding company that we want as an all-encompassing public company. As mentioned, the dime represents a unit of value, 1/10 of something. It could be construed as decentralized or centralized currency. Ever represents strength and longevity, and we're here for the long term to build shareholder value.
Fantastic. Well, we really appreciate your presentation today, and we look forward to having you again on our conference so we can hear some updates about your company. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, stay with us as we transition to the next presenter. You'll see a black screen. We're coming right back with another company.